Any question you would like to ask?
Yes, Maharaji. I don't have any problem, but I would just like to thank you for letting us come here and feeding us well 3 times a day. And I'd like to say that you really look good. You look real good. And I'd like to know what do you do to take care of yourself to be so fit? How do you do it?
I keep fit because I don't do which I shouldn't do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maharaji, I beg your pardon, I'm a first comer, and there is an old question about mechanical Simran. My own experience, in a stress situation, it's better to do mechanical Simran than to do no Simran.
Brother, definitely, if we cannot attend to Simran with love and devotion, or we cannot put our mind wholly and solely in Simran, even mechanical Simran helps us to develop that Simran into love and devotion, to begin with.
Thank you.
Maharaji, is it true that Christ studied in India?
Brother, that is for the sister, that is for the historians to find out. We are, at least myself, is more concerned with his teaching. Whatever has come to us through ages, though it's quite allied ones, adulterated ones, but still, if we go deep into the New Testament, we can know the basic principle of his teachings. It is for the historians to find out where he was born, who are his parents, where he's been moving about, why he was crucified, whether he rose again, or these are just myths, or exaggerated stories. I mean, I'm nobody to comment on these things.
Thank you.
Maharaji, in Delhi, you indicated that there was a possibility of a North American visit. Would you elaborate on that?
Well, brother, I never committed that I am coming to North America. Who told you so?
Well, I heard you made comment that when I come, I will stay 30 days or some such thing, along with your comments about a South African visit.
Oh, no fear. I mean, everybody comes and invites me. They are so good and so kind, loving, invites me to their countries. I have no other answer but a little smile and keep quiet. Because I know my Dera management won't let me get out at all. It's a problem for me to come here also. As you see how much I am surrounded. I am brought like a prisoner and taken back to the Dera like a prisoner. And while I am here or anywhere, I am kept in a cage.
Well, we most appreciate your presence here. Know that you are most welcome to come to the United States anytime you can find the time.
Well, I know my visit is due to many places, not only South America or any other country. Rather, it is my duty to go to my own people. It's always a pleasure to be with them. But I'm handicapped due to many reasons. Many things publicly I can't discuss. But even though I'm far away from them, they are all very dear and near to me, wherever they may be. My heart is with them. My soul is with them.
Thank you, Master.
Master, Master,
Yes, please.
right here. You have to look down
Yes,
to see
yes,
me. I just wanted to thank you for all the unusual and interesting experiences and karmas that I've been paying off since I've been here this time. I've never had these experiences before, and I thank you for them. Radha-swami.
Well, sister, I've so many times expressed myself, you don't have to thank anyone at all. This institution belongs to all of you. Every center belongs to Satsangi. And Sevadar of every center is happy and take it as a privilege to serve the Sangat. It may be anywhere, maybe in your country, maybe in this country, it's immaterial. Because I said at Delhi, Babaji Maharaj and the great master laid the foundation of Sant-Mat on love and devotion, on service, on humility, on bhajan and simran. And all those high traditions are growing. And I am glad to see it's growing. So it belongs to, all these institutions belongs to every Satsangi, every one of you. You are part and parcel of all this.
May I ask you a question?
Please, please.
I would like to know if you will, inside, help me recognize when the power is coming up.
This plain modern civilization is little interfering.
My question was that I would like to have you inside help me to recognize when the power is coming up and going to the third eye.
Well, sister, the Lord is within every one of us.
I know.
We have to knock the door,
Yes.
which we have to open and to be confronted with Him. You know the way, you know the path, you know the truth. We have to practice it. We are all knocking at the same door. We all depend upon the same grace. So if we are sincere and honest in knocking, perhaps He is more anxious to pull us to His own level.
Thank you.
Raji, the great master has said about illness and disease that it is within our destiny. With illness and disease, it's all destiny, and whether we take drugs, the drugs will not work unless they are destined to work. So with that understanding, if we have no faith in drugs and we are ill, is it all right to do nothing? And that would be it will be within our destiny to get better or not?
Well, brother, even that is not in your hand, whether to take them or not to take them. If it is in your destiny that you have to take them, you will take them. And if it is not in your destiny to take them, you will not take them, howsoever effective they may be. Even that is not in your hand. So you can't say that this much is in my hand and this much is not my hand.
In the same vein, with our children, say, for example, maybe one of our children get cancer, and we don't believe that we should give the normal allopathic medicine to the child, like the radiotherapy and what have you, because I believe that it does more harm than good. So if we don't want to treat our children in the normal way and the doctors are all telling us to, is that also the destiny that the child is born to parents who don't want
brother,
to?
your mind will be conditioned in that way in which your destiny wants you to act. In spite of best efforts, you will act in that way. Best advice, you will act in that way. If you have not to act in that way, you will never act that way, howsoever your well-wisher mean good to you.
Thank you, Master.
That is not also in your hand.
Master, is everything what happens to me your will?
Pardon?
Is everything what happens to me your will?
What is your concept of Master's will?
My concept?
Yes?
I don't know.
Then how can you say everything that happens to you is Master's will? Sometimes we do act under the influence of our mind.
I don't understand.
Sister, when we say we are living in the will of the Father, it means we are going through our destiny cheerfully, as He has ordained and prescribed for us. We accept it as it comes to us, without regret, without much protest.
Yes, thank you.
That is the will of the Father. Say will of the Master. To accept our destiny, accept our pralabdha smilingly and attend to our meditation according to the wishes of the Master. That is living in the will of the Master or the Father. Actually, there is also, we cannot be sure, still we are living in the will of the Father. Our mind is there. Mind refuses to submit to anyone. Mind always likes to dominate. We can only live in the will of the Master when there is no mind, when there is only Master. And that is when we go beyond the realm of mind and Maya, when we surrender to our Master. As Christ said, you have come unto me and I have come unto you. That is not the physical body of the Christ or physical body of the disciple. Means the disciple has merged into the Master, has become part and parcel of the Master. Then the disciple can say, I am living in the will of my Master. Because he doesn't exist anymore. Only the Master exists. Mind is not there, which was an obstruction in the way, which is always swaying us astray. That is no more. Till then, we try to live in the will of the Father, will of the Master.
Thank you.
Master, great Master in Philosophy of the Masters writes about the importance of doing Simran aloud until we get to the point where our concentration is good enough to hold our attention at the eye center steadily for a long time. And I've not heard you speak about doing Simran aloud the way that great Master did. Is that, and I find resistance to doing it myself. And I wonder, is it because it would work or because you don't say anything about it?
But the great Master used to say, if you are not satisfied doing Simran mentally within yourself, you can do it little loudly so that you can hear what you are doing. But then slowly and slowly try to do it mentally.
So does satisfied mean then that if you are not one-pointed with it and you have other thoughts along with it?
If you are sitting alone in a silent corner,
Yeah.
you can do that if your mind doesn't come to the eye center running about, and you will always like to be reminded that you're sitting in Simran. So you can do it little
Okay.
loudly.
Thank you.
Maharaj, why is it that, can you hear me? Can you hear me? why is it that so many satsangis, while unhappy in this world and trying to get out of it, at the same time, when they get married, they have a family and bring children to this world? That seems a contradiction in attitudes, to be trying to get out of it, out of this creation, and yet not minding bringing others to this creation. Do you understand me?
You mean to say that satsangis are forbidden to marry, or?
No. I ask why, on the one hand, masters always say, no one is happy in this world. Okay. And we should try to get out of it. And they come to this world and initiate people and help them to get out of it. Why do those same people have families and bring children to this world, and at the same time they are trying to get out of it themselves?
Brother, there are certain physical needs of a body, physical instincts in a body, which you can't crush at all. Tomorrow you say, why do the satsangi eat? Why do they breathe? These are the physical necessities of life. To some extent we have to satisfy them. But we should not become their slaves.
But masters also have families from time to time. Some
Yes.
masters do anyway. But they're not slaves of the senses as most
You see,
satsangis
there is
are.
no harm in having families, but you should not get possessed by them.
Okay.
We should not get attached to them.
Master, when we go through the stages of consciousness, are we self-aware of it or through others?
Just repeat your question again.
When we go through stages of consciousness, are we self-aware of it or through others?
Sister, there are many stages of consciousness. Of what stage you are talking about?
Yeah. Actually, both.
Hmm?
Is it the reflection of life and what you see? And actually, the reflection inside.
You see, there are many stages of consciousness. When we open our eye center, we see the light, we hear the sound. Then we have to pass through many phases, many stages, before we know ourselves, before we become one with the Father. The soul passes through so many stages of consciousness.
Thank you.
You don't have to be told where you are. You yourself know it.
Thank you, Master.
Master,
Yes.
I was wondering, when I see the suffering that I have experienced myself in my life and see in my brothers and sisters, it makes me not want to come back and have to go through it over again and be a little baby, go through all the stages of life over again. Yet when I look to my own weaknesses, I would sometimes wonder if this could be my last birth in this physical life. And my question is, what is the main factor? I mean, I don't seem to, when I look around me, have a desire to come back. I definitely don't want to come back. Yet I feel, I look into my own weaknesses and my lack of progress from my point of view in meditation. I wonder if it would be possible for this to be my last birth.
Well, brother, actually nobody is happy in this creation. And left to oneself, nobody would like to come back to this creation at all. Who won't like to be with the Creator rather than with the creation? Who won't like to be a sea rather than to be a drop? And that too merging into the dirt, stagnating into the dirt. Who will like that? We should always think this is our last birth. We should do our best not to come back to this creation. Within our all possible means, we should do our best not to come back.
Thank you.
And this suffering, we should learn lessons from the suffering which we see all around. We cannot mitigate the suffering of the people at all. We can pity them, we can help them to our extent, whatever way the Lord has placed us in. We can be helpful to them, we can be loving and kind to them. Whatever little we can do, we should not hesitate to do. But still, in spite of our best efforts, how much you will be able to help them? There are so many hospitals, every government opens, rich people opens, still people die, still people suffer. They have to go through their karmas. We have to go through our karmas. We should learn lessons from the suffering all around, that this world is not worth living at all. So let us do something to get out of it. And every saint comes and at the beat of drum shouts, this is not a place of paradise for you to live in. Search yourself. Search your own self. Try to find the Lord. Try to find someone who belongs to you, to whom you belong. That will give you mental satisfaction, mental happiness. These belongings, these worldly attachments, their happiness is short-lived. Their reaction is horrible and terrible. All end in misery and failures. So let us get out of it and go back to our Father. They tell us the path, put us on the path, and try to help us to get out of it. That is the mission of every mystic, to come into this creation.
Thank you.
Father? Father?
Yes, please.
Is it on? Father, I fall asleep the moment I close my eyes to meditate, whether it's a home satsang or a general satsang, or even in here, when I'm looking at your face, and if I happen to close my eyes, or just the lids just for even halfway, I fall asleep. And there are several other people who told me that they do the same thing. And I want to know what you suggest.
Well, sisters, some people do. They think satsang is very soothing. So they do have a nap.
But I don't want to take a nap. I want to concentrate on
See,
you.
sister, this is a problem with many of us, practical all of us. And every individual has to fight with this problem. And this cause cannot be the same with everybody. We may have to look to our diet, may have to look to our daily routine, daily rest, and we may be suffering from a deficiency of protein, our diet. There can be so many causes which lures us to sleep, maybe due to the weather, change of weather. We have to fight with this. Everybody has an individual problem, and he has to find an individual answer to this problem.
Thank you, Father.
Maharaji?
Yes?
Here. Do perfect masters ever appear to people on the inside and guide them to higher regions without first physically initiating them on the physical plane?
Well, they have to be initiated in the body first. Unless they have very strong association with that master in the previous birth. And there may be exceptional circumstances. Normally not.
Thank you.
Unless they have met the mystic on the physical plane.
Master, over here, I know I speak for all of my brother and sister Satsangis, and we're so happy and overjoyed to receive your darshan. And for some of us, including me, this is a new experience. Could you talk to us about darshan, the meaning of darshan?
Well, actual meaning of darshan, sister, is helpless of a lover to look at the beloved. Darshan is not just seeing. In darshan we don't calculate how much we have gained by looking at the master. Lover never calculates what gain he is having by looking at the beloved. He looks at it because, sorry, he can't help looking at the beloved. The pull is so much from within, love is so much from within, that he can't help it. Automatically he talks about the master, he looks at the master at any opportunity, at every opportunity, and that is darshan. There can be no darshan without love and devotion. Love and devotion is at the back of it. The difference between seeing a master and having a darshan of the master.
Thank you.
Master,
Yes.
Master, I beg you, is it the right time for me too to be initiated, or must I wait?
Pardon?
Must I wait more before I too can be initiated?
Yes, sister. You have been already advised to wait.
Is it all right to meditate on the word Radhaswami, Father, to practice?
That is for you to decide. There's no, even if you don't do anything, it's perfectly all right, as long as you live on the principles of Sant Mat. And you read the books, you attend the meetings.
Thank you, Master.
Master, if one is born into a Christian family where the parents refuse to accept that the daughter is a satsangi, and in fact harass the daughter over a period of years and feel it's their duty to make them turn to Christ, what is the best way to deal with that in a way that will not cause them to have their feelings hurt or to cause a problem with the family?
You mean daughter is born in a Christian family?
Yes.
Well, then what is the problem? The parents don't like it?
No, they don't like it. And in fact harass over a period of years.
Sister, when the girls or the boys become major in your countries, I think they start thinking and acting independently in all other spheres of their life. And what about the faith? They don't have any independence in that?
Definitely. Yes.
They don't have independence?
Oh, no.
Huh?
No, there is independence.
Then? You see, we should follow it when we are really convinced about any philosophy. When it comes from within, with a great pull. We should not be influenced by anybody, by our surrounding, by our associates, by our friends. It must be an individual conviction. And then we should not worry about our relations. We should not try to hurt them or offend them. We can lovingly explain them if need be. Otherwise, you can just keep quiet. We should not unnecessarily discuss with them or argue with them. Our problem is that when we become satsangi, we like to argue with everybody. We try to convert them. We also want them to follow this faith. We are so enthusiastic about it that why don't they do it? And that sometimes hurts them. If you find them interested, you give them the books to read. If they are interested, they themselves will be running after you. Why should we go out of the way to convert them or to argue with them or to hurt them? And then we should not escape from our duty as a daughter, as a son, as a mother, as a father. We must perform our duties, obligations. That doesn't mean if we have become satsangis, we have not to perform our duties and obligations. That's also a wrong attitude. We still have the same responsibilities, which we should never hesitate to perform and share those burdens of those responsibilities.
Thank you, Master.
And then we should try to become a living example before them. This automatically influences them.
Thank you.
Maharaji?
Yes.
I recently read in Die to Live that as you begin to meditate and go within the stages, that there are different colors of light that you can see. I always thought it was just a white light. Could you explain that?
The sister has explained very thoroughly at the time of initiation what we are confronted within at different stages. And even if you don't remember, just forget about those things. Whatever is there, it automatically comes before us.
Okay, second question, if I can, please. I heard somewhere also that along the stages there is a fragrance and stuff that may be connected to the different stages. Is that true?
There is what?
A fragrance that you can smell, or because we can see light, we can hear sound. I've heard that there also is a fragrance then that can be distinguished.
Some people do experience their fragrances.
Do they?
It's not everybody.
Does that change per stage as you go?
No, nothing to do with the stages.
No? What is it then?
No. Fragrance doesn't change with the stages. Now, some people when sit meditation, they feel happy, contented, bliss, peace. All these things automatically come within them without rhyme or reason, even without saying much within. They feel so blissful, happy, contented, and they own themselves, they enjoy their own fragrance. But it varies with different people. It is not the same for everybody.
Is that an element of the light? Is it also part of that light, of that sound?
No. All has nothing to do with that.
No.
That is just our own concept of different people.
So it's really our imagination that perceives that we're smelling something?
It can be also. It can be also our imagination about others. Our own mental impression about others.
I'm just curious, if it's not our imagination, if it's not exactly the light, what is it? Or am I asking too many questions?
You mean light within? You have to be clear in your question.
Well, you said that the fragrance, for instance, is not necessarily connected with the light,
Yes, it's not connected with the light.
Okay, where does it actually come from, and what is it? You said it could be your imagination, and sometimes.
Anyhow, even if it's your imagination, you enjoy it.
So thank you.
It's something good to enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Master?
Yes.
Maharaj, there's been something I've been wanting to say for a few years. I understand in December you have a birthday. Happy birthday from us, Maharaji. Also, I was wondering.
You're talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh. You see, I don't know what is your concept of birthday. At least my thinking or a concept of birthday is something very different. Why remind a man who's above 50 about his birthday? It's just to tell him how many years is left for him to reach the grave. He looks ahead rather than to grow. Birthday is generally for children. You know perhaps how the birthday starts. Now it has become commercialized. You see, when a child takes birth, we celebrate his first birthday because he starts sitting. Then he starts standing. Then he starts talking. And mother and father, parents, family people are happy to see him growing. Every year he's growing and growing and growing. Then he starts going to school. So he's growing. And parents and his associates are happy to see him growing. And what is there to grow after 50 or 60? A man who is already 94, you celebrate his birthday. Ask him when he is alone how sad you make him. If he is laughing and smiling, it's all artificial. It just reminds him how many days, whether next year he will be here or not, whether I have written my will or not, and whether anybody will miss me or not. These are the thoughts which will often confront him on that birthday. And what is the use of reminding him, poor man, of his end?
I'm sorry.
So I am reaching to that stage where that reminding is not very pleasant.
It's very pleasant for us that you were born. That's all. Master.
So you should have celebrated when I was born. Perhaps at that time you were not born. It is just a commercialized now. Now Mother's Day and a Father's Day and Valentine's Day, and these are all commercial things. So many people are wasting so much money on sending me cards. I have requested them so many times that never I even open them. I don't know even who has sent me. Every mail, if 200 cards, 300 cards you receive all over the world, what will you do with them? You can't acknowledge any at all. And you have wasted, I appreciate your love and affection, your good wishes, but it's just a waste of time. Even if you won't send the card, it is with me. I'm living on it. I'm growing on it. Even besides that, you are always with me. So I tell just, Professor, open them. Some people are habit of sending some checks in them, some small notes in them, which I never used to open, and then often office people would send me back that this contains a check and all that. So now at least he opens them. And actually seeing you people, Indians have also started the same. In India, we never used to celebrate birthday. I mean, unless I came to Dera, nobody celebrated my birthday. My parents never celebrated my birthday till I came to Dera. These things are taken granted in our families. Nobody bothers about these things. This addiction is more in the West rather than in the East. So, I mean, okay, you have reminded me. Thank you very much.
Master, I have 2 questions about children.
Please.
I have an 8-year-old son who's been a vegetarian since birth. And just this year, he started going to a school where he's the only vegetarian in his class. And he feels good about being a vegetarian. And sometimes they have parties at school where they serve cakes and things that have eggs. And sometimes he says, well, I want to eat those things. You know, I don't want to be different. And I know that if I tell him that I want him to be a vegetarian, that he'll do it. And I'm just wondering if that's imposing my will on him.
Well, sisters, it's very hard for the kids to be different from others. Very hard for them. Basically, you have sown the seed of vegetarianism in them. It will grow. But you can't take them out of the society. They are part of a certain chain. They can't break it. Let them grow and decide themselves. But the seed parents sow in a child, it does grow at some time, at some stage. Definitely.
May I ask you one more question?
Yes, please.
Just before I came, my son was asking me, he said, what is it like when you die and you go back and you're with Master?
What is the?
He said, what is it like when you die and you go back and you're with Master? And I didn't know what to tell him. And he said...
You mean, what did it feel like dying?
No, he said, what is it like afterwards?
You mean after death?
Right. And I said, I don't know. I don't remember. And he said, well, would you ask Master for me?
In any way, you won't come back to tell him what it's like. Nobody comes back to tell us what it is like. And certainly our individual relationship ceases to exist. We must take life as it comes and accept facts and not live in illusions. Death does part us, and we must accept the facts of life. So we should prepare the children that this is the way of life. They come and go.
Thank you.
Yes.
Master,
Yes.
We are told that all things and our life is an illusion or a dream. Is it right?
You see, what it means is that all what we see has no reality.
But we sit here and see all you. You are reality.
Reality in the sense that nothing will exist, nothing will remain, everything is perishable. It's not everlasting in that sense. Not everlasting. There is Christ now, there is Nanak now, there is Moses now. They were all reality when they were in the flesh. But where are they now? Flesh is no more. Flesh is not reality. The spirit in them was real, not the flesh. That is made of 5 elements. It merges back into the 5 elements and it finishes. You cease to exist. Where are those old civilizations now? New civilizations are coming up. Olds are vanishing. This is the ways of life. What is real here? Everything is perishable. Nothing is everlasting. In that sense, it is illusion.
Yes.
Only He is real, which we do not see, whom we do not know. What we see, what we are supposed to know, what we think we know, has no reality at all.
Thank you.
Master, I'm over here. Radhaswami, sometimes I have feelings of anger or disappointment or upset with another person, and they feel very valid. I want to share the feelings with them, and yet I wonder, how can I live the life according to the saints? Can you shed some light on
Well,
this?
sister, we have human failings. We do lose temper here and there. But at the very first opportunity, we should try to make it up. We should try to forget, forgive, and become normal again. shouldn't carry out those grudges and ill feeling and live in tension and let the other people always remain in tension. Try to rise above these things. But we have feelings. We are human. We do have feelings.
Thank you.
Yes.
Master, I've never been able to understand why it is that many saints in history have had to suffer or be tortured, such as Christ.
Pardon?
Why it is that many saints have to suffer or be tortured by the people that oppose them in history. I mean, is that just God's will? Was it really necessary?
Many saints are tortured?
Yeah, in history, such as Christ or other saints. Why have they had to have such a hard time?
Well, it's really unfortunate. People who don't know them, they cannot tolerate them. Especially these professional priests cannot tolerate the mystics. It touches their pocket. For them, it's a profession. As Christ said, you have made my Father's house a place of merchandise. That is with every religion. So they raise their voice against all that people are being cheated, deceived, and all these holy books are misinterpreted to suit their selfish ends, to keep them in luxury. So they raise their voice. They want people to accept the reality. They try to expose all that humbug. So they have to pay with their lives. Because the world belongs to them. This world doesn't belong to the mystics. Kingdom of heaven belongs to mystics, not this creation. So they have to pay their price here. This is the fate of practically all mystics. At one stage or another, they have been looked down upon.
Thank you, Master.
Father, do people who were clinically dead, did they also go to inner regions, or?
Well, brother, I know what you are referring to. There certain books have been written about the clinical deaths. That only shows that whether those experiences are right or just fictions, I don't know, I can't say. But that shows one thing, that even in the clinical deaths, they see light. They see some sound which they cannot understand, they cannot describe.
And some, I don't know the word, bored?
You see, some mystic things which they cannot explain. Well, even if when some people who faint, they do see light. Light is, we always see when we have concentration. Light has connection with our concentration. Anybody who concentrates at the eye center will at once see the light. Some people who suddenly get shocked, they at once concentrate on that shock and they see the light. Maybe a flash. Shock has not given them the light. The concentration which they get by the shock at once, that gives them the light. So similarly, in these clinical deaths, so-called clinical deaths, they have shocks. They are not dead, they have not died at all. So they just faint. They are still living, so they see the light.
But their life is different from people who, for example, were in in a coma. Yes, it's for myself, my question, this question.
You mean those people who are in coma?
Yes, in coma.
You see, coma can be different type. Maybe just a physical coma. I don't know. I mean, I can't explain about the coma, condition of the coma, because there are so many types of coma. But if the concentration is there, they will definitely see the light. Light is only connected or concerned with that concentration.
And could it also be possible that that patient had forgotten seeing that light?
Some people I have heard, even from the non-satsangis, when they were on the operation table, they have been given certain chloroform and other things and made to faint before operation. They say, suddenly we felt we are in light. Though they don't understand what all that is. So it is something to do with concentration.
Thank you, Maharaji.
Master, since I've been initiated by you, I feel a lot more peace and faith and acceptance in my life, which I appreciate very much. And sometimes I feel guilty because my meditation practice is still not regular. I'm not punctual, and I have a lot of duties in my life, and sometimes it feels really hard to do my meditation every day, and yet inside I feel like I want to be more regular, and I want to do that meditation because I know it's the most important thing to do. And what I'm wondering is, where can I find the strength to do that meditation regularly, and to, even though I have a lot of worldly duties, to be punctual and to keep that my main priority every day?
Sister, I will think rather it's the grace of the Father, that at least we feel guilty what we have not been able to do. He is making us conscious of our duty, which we are neglecting. He is reminding us what we have still to achieve, which we have forgotten. So we should try to make best use of that. We should try to give more time to our meditation. Try to be regular and punctual.
I read in one of the books that at the time of initiation, the master puts his double in our third eye, or creates a double of himself, or the Shabad creates a double of itself. Now when we meditate, is that double the same as you?
What do you mean by double?
Well, I think...
It means he has 1,000 disciples, so he has made 1,000 of himself in everybody.
That's what I thought.
He is the same master. Shabad is our master. He projects himself through that Shabad within us. Lord is one. He is within every one of us. 1,000 lakhs is his creation. You mean he has so many of himself in everybody? They are all independent of him?
Well, I heard that each one acts as an agent and reports back to the commander.
No.
I read that in one of the books.
You see, he projects himself through that Shabad within everybody. Shabad is our master. That word, Christ said, word is God. Word is God. And Master's real form is Word. Word made flesh. When he is in the flesh, he becomes Master because that Word is in the flesh now. And the same Word is within every one of us. So Master projects to us within ourselves through that Word. Word projects itself in the form of Master before us.
And so you're not necessarily always conscious of, in a worldly sense, of us. Whereas I said that
Master is always conscious because he is world. He is not the body. World is the master. Body is not the master.
So that's really always you that we see, if we see anything inside.
The world projects itself in the form of the master within ourselves. Otherwise, we will not know whether we are seeing master. Somebody else can deceive us unless we see him like our master, but rather our master on side. Any entity can deceive us. Any entity can mislead us. But since we have seen our master, so we cannot be misled. We cannot be deceived. But all that radiance what we see is that of the world, not of the physical body. Yes, please.
I wonder, Maharaji, what masters are we allowed to have? We have one great master in this life, and it's the money system. And thus I think it is very corrupt. So, well, it's very difficult to just let the money be the master. What professions are we allowed to have to earn money?
There is no restriction on any profession as long as you are steadfast on the principles of Sant-Mat. Whatever job satisfaction you get, you can do any job. I don't follow your questions.
Well, we must balance in some sort of way because people need money, because it's the world order that uses this curious things. It's more or less corrupt. So I don't know who the masters are of this money system that is cosmopolitic today, but anyway, it makes people kill life, trees and all base resources for physical life. So it seems to be very evil. And because of that,
every country has its own politics, own problem, and perhaps their own way of solving those problems, and their own people to solve them. So you should knock at those proper doors.
Thank you.
Maharaji, I'm a tax lawyer. I have difficulty in being totally honest with income tax. I have difficulty in being totally honest in relation to income tax, Maharaji. I'm a tax lawyer. I give people advice how to avoid tax, and I find there's many clever ways to avoid it myself. And also in business, I've got partners who don't declare all their income, and if I declare my income, then they will be revealed as avoiding their income. I have difficulty with income tax, but it worries me, Maharaji. Could you comment on that?
I can't advise you that you are right.
But
you can't expect me to tell you that you should avoid your paying income tax. Caesar must have its due. What did Christ say? Give to the Caesar what belongs to the Caesar. He laid the principle very clearly.
Thank you, Master.